better here. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Krisha Spears with the Reach Initiative. I've already dropped my information, my contact information, and a bunch of things over in the chat. So as you have time, please drop your information in the chat, and then we'll just kind of go through. We'll introduce ourselves, what we have going on right now, anything that's coming up, and then we'll go on to the next person. So Friday, we did our viewing of the Next Step documentary in Parkersburg. Before we did that, though, we had a community discussion, community SWOT analysis. So we talked about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats about reentry and recovery in Parkersburg. And it was a small room, but we still had standing room only. So we had like 35 people from the community that participated in 2 hours of, let's just talk about what's good, what's bad, what do you need, what do we need to address. So it was great. We had just general citizens, we had some educators, we had a woman from city council, one of the West Virginia legislators. His dad happens to live in Parkersburg, so he stopped in. We had a couple of recovery homes bring, people. So it was a great turnout for that. And then by the time we wrapped that up, there was a line standing outside of the theater, which is a good thing. And so they let them in, and we had about 150 people to sit through the showing of the documentary. And then we had a speaker panel afterwards of two people that shared their experience, their life experience, and what has gotten them to their point in lives. And they're just very inspirational, very motivational stories. And then the city council person, she talked about, her involvement and why she's involved with recovery and reentry, and what she hopes to change, and to be the voice, that can take it to the next, to the mayor and the other city leaders. And then Lance Kramer, the producer for the documentary, he was able to zoom in. Unfortunately, he couldn't be there in person, but he zoomed in and was able to answer questions about the documentary and why he chose McDowell County, West Virginia, and people from LA. And he's just like, well, some other people had connected me with them, and he's like, yeah, and I could not find any more polar opposites than McDowell County, West Virginia, and LA, but they had the same issue. And so it was a great turnout, and we look forward to being able to do this in some other cities and areas and get that the word out. The film crew was there with us, following us around and stuff. So they are working on following us for Lance's next documentary of just, boots on the ground advocacy for reentry. So, we are those people that are, anywhere, everywhere. So he's following us to make us, I don't know what we're gonna be. So that was great. We did that. I put in the chat on April 6th at Flatwoods at the conference center. We are hosting a leadership conference for women in faith. It is a free one-day conference, and you get swag. I'll feed you, a pretty nice lunch. And we will talk about ACEs, person first language, stigmatizing language, reducing stigma, and just different things like that. So it is I don't want to say it's an all open to all faiths. It's just the grantor is a faith-based organization, so we had to incorporate faith in there somehow. So but it's a free conference. You just have to pay to get yourself there. So there is that. And then the Restorative Justice Conference is coming up June 14th and 15th in Buchanan at West Virginia Wesleyan. Registration is now open for that, so I dropped the link in there in the chat for that. It's $200. I did not realize that that does not include the housing, but there is information there about staying in the dorms, or you can stay in one of the hotels or whatever you want to. But there are about 30 presenters, and we have been approved for CEUs or CEs for most of those presenters. So if you need continuing education for social work or counseling or attorneys or whatever, it will be available that weekend. So come to that. I'll be on a panel talking about grants and how to find money. And Heather and Amber will be doing a presentation about our Reach Back Reentry Navigator program. So the reach will be there in force. And then the last thing, I don't see her on here. Ashley Lowe has worked with Department of Corrections, and so the Reentry Council's information is now live on all of the tablets in the jails and the prisons. So, yay! Jen's probably going, I've heard her say this 1,000 times. But
That's okay.
It's a great problem to have, because they now have a way to contact us. And by us, I mean me. So they were only able to put a static page. So it is just a PDF on the tablets. And so it's basically they're able to see a flyer with our contact information and where the reentry councils are. So everything is being funneled right now to the councils at WV Reentry email. And then I have to use the Getting Out app on my phone to be able to contact them and just say, where are you releasing to? When are you releasing? What are your resources that you need? What services can we help you find? And so then I kind of play carrier pigeon between that reentry council chair or that reentry council and the person. So it's somebody's got their, all right. So it's kind of a back and forth that I'm playing right now. But like I said, this has only been live for a week. So we will work to streamline a process of how to make this manageable for us at the Reach, how to get better contact for them directly. I mean, if anybody has solutions or ideas for me, please let me know. Like, how do I know if they have a PRSS assigned, if they have a specific counselor? How can I find out those things? So that's kind of information what we're trying to do right now. Is it's a learning curve, and it's coming in fast. So but that's what that's what the reentry councils are here for, is to help provide that information and get that information out and help them. So just trying to funnel through and get through the ones that are releasing immediately versus ones that don't see parole for a couple of years. One that I've, been in touch with has already been released. So before I could even get information back to him, he's gone. So, I don't know. We will figure it out as we go along. So that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions for me? All right. Jen, I'll call on you. You can do your spiel and then you can call on someone else.
You could probably do mine. You hear me so much.
I know, it's like I have all my people I see all the time. We need to have like a meet and greet. So, me and you
Yes,
and
absolutely.
can all meet sometime together.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So I'm driving, so I apologize if there's a lot of background noise. I just left another meeting, but my name is Jen Call. I am the outreach coordinator for Northwest Wales Systems Crisis Units. We do have 2 crisis units in the Northern Panhandle. We have one in Wheeling and one in Weirton. We have 16 beds at each facility. We can help with detox and also acute psychiatric signs and symptoms. So we're dual, and we can help both. And we accept males and females 18 and older. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And I will call on Rosemary.
Unmute. Hi, everybody. This is my first meeting. Fred McDonald reached out to me and suggested that we might want to be a part of these meetings. Our area of service is Hancock, Brook, Ohio, Marshall, Wetzel, and Tyler counties. And we administer federal dollars that provide free training to this target group in particular. And we have available job openings with area employers through our on-the-job training program. Since the pandemic, we have been having a difficult time getting people back into our one-stop centers, which we have 3. We have one in Weirton, one in Wheeling, and then one down in Payton City. I'm not sure where all the people went, but we're doing a lot of outreach now to try to get them to come back into our centers and access all these great programs we have available. I don't know if you're aware, our major program is a training program called the Individual Training Account. That's a voucher that we give eligible people to go back to school for up to 2 years. We cover all the costs, tuition, books, fees, supplies. If they need safety tools, safety gear, we pay $5,500 the first year, a total of $11,000 for 2 years of training. And we have money readily available. Additionally, because spring is coming, we have seen an uptick in our on-the-job training employers that are participating with us. We have jobs throughout all 6 of the counties, very decent wages, great benefits, but anywhere from $15 up to $30 an hour available right now. So I can send you the job descriptions if you want to do. Okay, I'll send you guys the job descriptions. And again, if you have anybody that you might want to refer, you know, I'll give you my contact information, have them reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll-
If you want to drop your chat information in the chat over there, that would be, or your contact information in the chat, put that over there. And then if you have a flyer or anything that you want, I don't know how widely you want us to send that out. If you want it just to that region or statewide, email that to me and I can send it out through Constant Contact and send it to whoever you tell me to.
That would be great. We are one of 7 local workforce boards in the state.
Okay.
So each of us has our own territory.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
like for us, the Northern Panhandle would go from Hancock to Tyler County
Okay.
residents. Okay. But
Alright.
so what I'll do, I'll send everything to you and then you could maybe pass it on to everybody.
Absolutely.
great.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so
My
much.
information is at the very top of the chat.
Thank you very much.
All right. And then whoever you want to hear from next, call on them.
Let's Kenneth Powell.
He messaged over in the chat.
Yeah,
that-
I just saw that. Okay.
So,
How about Taylor?
Hi guys, I'm Taylor Darty with Aetna Better Health. I appreciate me jumping on today. I don't get on here very much. First of all, I have family and also my territory also includes Wood County. I've heard nothing but amazing feedback about the movie showing at the Smoot Theater in Parkersburg. Yeah, I heard a lot. I was really bummed I could not be there. I had actually another event in Gilmer County that night, but I heard nothing but amazing things. There's also some people I know have been kind of on the wagon back and forth when it comes to these topics and came out with some really good insights. So that was I thought was the big kudos too. But anyway, those who don't know me, I serve 18 counties in West Virginia doing outreach and community development for Aetna Better Health. Aetna is one of the current West Virginia Medicaid and CHIP options. And we also currently are the sole coverage for members in foster, kinship, and adoptive care and members of former foster care up to the age of 26 now who qualify for Medicaid. And we also now provide the CSED waiver, so children with a serious emotion disorder. So I am always out and about doing meetings and outreach events, anything I can to promote health and wellness to the community, but obviously reach our members and doing community service, just you name it, we're there. I'm sure I'll see a lot of you at the upcoming resource and job fair they're having in Wheeling. I believe it's in June. So that should be really a good opportunity for this group to be there. If you can't, I can definitely reach out, share you the information, but I figured you already got that. The only thing I want to share is I'm sure this is something you all already know, but it's one of those things, if you don't share it, we don't think about it, you know, or maybe don't miss that one person. The wonderful changes among, I'm still struggling with this, Department of Human Services and Department of Health Services, the new DHR, basically, the new name. We are constantly educating the public about this new name. I hope and wish and wonder when maybe the state could do a big PR campaign. But I'm thinking of, yeah, I see people shaking their heads. Sorry. But you're thinking about people with re-entry, they're also going to think of the old name as well. And so once they get settled and get an address and all that jazz, I'm just reminding everyday people that you're going to get stuff in the mail, whether it's from Medicaid or any of their wonderful state programs. It has a new name on the return address. So a lot of folks think it's junk and they're just throwing it away, or they think it's a scam and they're throwing it away. I did an event, actually a massive baby shower event in Clarksburg just a couple weekends ago. 200 to 300 people. I can guess at least 50 people told me, "Oh, I thought that was a scam. I threw that away," or "I thought that was junk. That's the real name. I didn't know that." So as you all know, if people are not reading their mail, they're not doing the proper paperwork, they're not getting the things that they need in order to whatever, get their healthcare coverage, get that certain support, get that assistance. So this is not just for Medicaid. This is your thing, all the state programs across the board. We're at to constantly remind our public, our members, our clients, our neighbors of this new name. And as you can tell, I'm still saying DHR, but we got to remind them that at least DOHS is the name, and to keep an eye on that mail. At least check their mail before they throw it out. So that's just my own PSA today. And also kudos about the Parkersburg event. I'm very jealous. I wasn't there. But I heard it was a perfect event. I also know Wendy Tuck, who was a city council member there. And yeah, she spoke very highly of it. She had a great time. So thank you for all that work. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Oh,
you.
I got to
If
pick
you
someone.
have, oh, yep. If you have a flyer for that, the name change or anything, you want to
Yeah,
send it?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't.
Okay.
This is the problem. This is also, and Renee can also explain this too. It's a little tricky because with the Medicaid agencies, we're not really allowed, how do I say this? Like, I can't like create an Aetna flyer that promotes the state
Right.
programming and service. It's kind of fickle.
Yeah.
However, if you just Google the DHR for West Virginia, it's going to show you the new name, the new categories, new services. But we just got to really remind folks of this new name and just to not. I mean, I can see it's almost like when you get an email, you get that little spam email, looks very similar but different. I
Mhm.
totally understand folks are just throwing stuff away just as safety, but we've got to remind them about this new name. And it's going to take us all a long time to remember this. I still refer to a gas station from my hometown that has had 20 different names. I still call it what it was in 1985, if that explains anything. So it's going to take a while for this name change, but that's just my PSA.
You want to call on somebody or?
I'm failing. Let's see here. Emily Doyle.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Emily Doyle, and I am the Employment Services Manager with Russell Nesbitt Services. This is also my first meeting, so I'm really happy to join you guys. I'm happy to finally be able to make it. I have a couple official and unofficial interests in being a part of the discussion. I provide volunteer life skills classes to YSS recovery homes reentry folks. And I've been doing that for almost 3 years now. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of be a part of it. I see the emails all the time. So there's that part. But I also work with our company, which is a nonprofit based in Ohio County. We serve Ohio and Marshall counties, but we're looking at expanding further here shortly. But what I try to do is I try to attend the reentry events and talk to as many people as possible I can about how you can get assistance with vocational placements, job coaching services, follow-up services like that, if you have a diagnosis or a disability. And how we work is we receive referrals from West Virginia Division of Rehabilitation, or DRS. And so we try to let people know that, there are ways to get additional job assistance, especially if you're coming out of a long work gap, or if you just haven't had strong footing and a career path before, or if you're switching fields. So yeah, that's the general info there. I'm happy to give anybody additional information, but I did drop my email in the chat as well. So thank you, and I will call on Ashley.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley Lowe. I'm the ranch coordinator with the U.S. Attorney's Office in the northern part of the state. I missed the beginning of the meeting, so I apologize. Krisha, did you update on? Okay. So my only updates I currently have is that we have a reentry simulation scheduled for May. It's going to be at the WVU Law School. We are going to, right now, I know that we have law enforcement credits. We're working on getting some CLEs, and we're working on getting some social work credits for that simulation. It's through the not the federal public defenders, state public defenders. And so if you're interested in coming and being a part of that, it is going to also be open to the community. Once we get a flyer, I will get it to Krisha to send around so you can all see that. The other big news that we have is the Government Accountability Office in DC has reached out and asked me to facilitate a simulation for them. And what their role is in all of the government entities is that they are a nonpartisan group that reports to Congress. So this is an opportunity for us to be able to get some money allocated for reentry and kind of raise awareness on what some of the barriers are that our folks are facing. So we're excited about that. We're hoping that it is a huge success. They're very excited to have us there. So, but that's all I have. And I'm sorry, I definitely have no idea who is gone and who hasn't gone.
Let's see, Rihanna. I think you and then Aaliyah. I think that's it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rihanna. I work for Unicare, which is one of the 3 Medicaid plans. I'm part of the population health team here at Unicare. So what we do is we try to tackle any barriers our members might be having. So we work directly with our members to get them connected to housing and food pantries and employment and things like that, because if they don't know where they're going to sleep tonight or what they're going to eat for lunch, like they're not going to go to the doctors. So if we could tackle these barriers, maybe they'll do preventative care and in long term have better health outcomes because of that. But I think that's it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Leah Tanner. I am from Disability Rights West Virginia. I am the Client Assistance Program Advocate. We have 9 different programs, but the one that associates with you guys the most is the Client Assistance Program. And what my focus is people going through DRS services. People who are having barriers to employment due to their disabilities. And also people who have barriers to employment that are on Social Security. And so those are my three focuses. I put my contact information in the chat. I've also put our website in the chat. I recommend anybody that is having any kind of disability related issue to check out our website first. We have loads and loads and loads of resources for people to be able to do self-advocacy, as well as links for people to be able to find more information that might pertain to their specific disability. We do monitoring of state hospitals, Sharp, Bateman. You guys have seen them in the news. We monitor all of those. We also work with children who are going through transition services with DRS, making sure that system is there working with those kids. And once the kids turn 18, they kind of fall into my category with the client assistance program. Right now, and this is kind of where I'm going to probably pick people's brains a little bit. I'm trying to work with the youth reporting centers to get information into these kids' hands as they come out of juvenile correctional facilities, because we're seeing a systemic issue with the kids that have, once you've been through corrections, you are more apt to continue going through corrections throughout life. They get sent back to their homes, they get, which oftentimes they are around the same people, they're around the same issues. They don't realize that there are things out there that can help them. And just because the world is a terrible place, children with disabilities are often, taken advantage of more. So we're trying to get information into those kids' hands that rehab services is there and they can help them, go to school, go to colleges, do what they need to do to get out of poverty, to get out of the situation they're in. So hopefully it breaks the cycle of reoffending. I'm having a little problems getting in with the youth reporting center. So if anybody has any advice, please email me. I put my email there too. Or contacts, because the contacts that are online are not up to date. And I'm finding it very difficult to get a hold of these people. But that's, all I've got.
All right, thank you, ma'am. I do have a list of family resource networks. Would
Mhm.
that help you?
Yes, if you could
Okay.
email that to me, that
I
would
will
be
do
great.
that.
Thank
Send it
you.
to you. Yes.
It's I've kind of hit a brick wall with the youth reporting centers.
Okay. I'll send that out to you. All right. If you haven't put your information over in the chat, do that before we wrap up. Next month, it looks like Crystal Damesworth is the presenter. She's not on here today, but I'll reach out to her to remind her that she's up for next month for our council. If you have anything else, oh, Aaliyah, there's a message over there for you.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you,
I will
Kenneth.
write that down. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead
Yes.
and
All right. Well. Oh, okay. He's getting her email for you, so.
all right, that would be great because it's when I look, let me look here at my list.
And Ashley, I sent you an email just a little bit ago about some stuff. So if we want to figure out I don't know.
So actually, so Kenneth might be someone that we want to pull into that call as well.
He'd already sent me an email, so yep.
Because I don't know what actually happens.
Okay.
But Kenneth, while we're on here, we have a gentleman who was at Northern who reached out through the reach and asked for some information on different places of employment that will hire him. And he thought he was being released next week. It turns out he was released already. Is there a way for us to find out if he's on parole and who his parole officer is? Because he not know.
He does not have a mic now.
I didn't
So
think
he's just the chat. So I know he was looking for that email address, but
He just answered her. Maybe email me his name and I can try looking him up.
oh, my scroll didn't feed. Okay.
see that.
Okay. Okay. I will. Ashley, do you want to do that? You want me to? So
Yeah, here's what I'll send it to him and I'll CC you so that way we're all in
okay.
the loop.
Sounds perfect. Okay.
And then that way we can try and figure out how to get a hold of him.
Yeah. Where did he go? I just happened to see on on my list that he was no longer active and that he'd been released, so.
You're gonna have to show me, we'll have to share a screen. I wanna see what this. System is
Yeah,
like.
I'll text you screenshots of what it looks like and stuff, but I mean, I want to know what it looks like in the on the tablet because I don't have a clue either, so. So this is our learning.
We should
All
look,
right,
we should look at getting some like tours set up. I know right now it's not a good time for anyone, but just
Right.
different programming that's available inside the institutions for all the different councils to kind of see
yes.
what all there is available, because there's a lot, and it's
Mhm.
depending on the institution what they have. It would be a good little field trip for us to do.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Well, Kenneth, thank you for your help, and Ashley will reach out to you. I'll respond to your email about the other thing. And then everyone else, go enjoy some sunshine, and I will see you next month. If you need anything, reach out to me before then. So thank you. All right.
Happy
Bye-bye.
you.
You're welcome.